My name is Wolfe, and this is my DJ Stupid Saucy Jigglypuff. We're here to bring the weird.
Bring it.
I want to tell you a story, everyone. I want to tell you a story about a guy named Bob Evans. Bob Evans was a man just like you. He worked hard. He put in all of his work every day. 8, 9, sometimes 10 hours a day. To do what? Just to further his career. Just to further his life's goals. He wanted to be a businessman. Of what sort, he didn't even know. And he became a businessman. Of what sort, he still doesn't know. He works at a company. He sells products that don't even matter to him. He could switch from pillows to guns in one day. He would still make them. That's just his job. Bob Evans is a simple man. He just wants some meaning. Right now, his meaning is nothing. Back at home, he had a family life. Well, yeah, he had a family life. Bob Evans is divorced now. Has been for about 5 or 6 months. His wife, Barbara, she never actually loved him. Marriage was just something that she thought she had to do. And Bob felt the same. So they did get married. They had 2 or 3 kids. Their names unimportant, but I'm sure there was just something boring like George or Ted. So, one particular night, nothing was really different about this night at first. It happened to be March 2nd, 2005. Bob Evans leaves the office where he works, and instead of coming home to his 3 disgustingly unimportant kids, he goes to a bar called the Double Pearl. Now, at the Double Pearl, he just wants to drink his sadness away. He orders a beer. A light beer. Doesn't do too much. He orders a scotch. He looks at the bartender. This is a bartender that doesn't notice him very often. He needs to try very, very hard to get noticed. Hello, bartender! Hey, yeah, can I get a scotch? Yeah, whatever, says the bartender. The bartender gives him the scotch. He slides it across the counter and says, Bob, how's your day been? Bob says, huge. He tries to say in a very passive manner. It comes off more desperate than anything. The bartender says, yeah, whatever, and leaves. Bob looks around the bar. He sees a few of the regulars he's noticed from time to time. There's that blonde girl who wants to tell her about veganism or whatever it is she's trying now. There's this old Hispanic guy who wants to tell him that, no, this is my seat. I sit here every night. Bob knows that it probably is his seat, and he does probably sit there every night, but he's not sitting there tonight because Bob just doesn't have the will to get up to move for another person. Other people don't really concern him right now. He's just in that sort of place. But then he notices a weird character in the corner of the bar, the southeast corner of the bar, for specific people like me. He notices a man with a large orange head. His head is entirely spherical. He's never seen anything like it. It may be 2.5 feet in diameter. There was something he's never ever seen before. It's just ridiculous. What? Could there be a more perfect way to end his battle with the normal? Could there be a much better way to talk to a man with a large orange head? To end his stupid, pathetic, day-to-day similar life? No, there isn't. It's the perfect way. So he talks to the bartender. What's with that guy? The bartender goes, You know, he just started showing up around here. I'm not totally sure what his deal is, but he does have a large orange head. Bob says, yeah, he definitely has a large orange head. Would you please send him a drink? Do you know what his favorite drink is? And the bartender goes, no, you'll just have to guess. And Bob goes, Scotch and 7. Bartender goes, I'll send him a Scotch and 7. So he does. And Bob just waits until the drink gets there. Finally it does. And the man with the large orange head shifts his perfect cue ball up to look at Bob and says, hey, come over here. Sit down. Bob sits at the table with the man with the very large orange head. Bob says, so, what's your name? Guy with large orange head says, Jerome, but you're not trying to hit on me, you just want to know about my large orange head, right? Bob says, yeah. You caught me. It's a giant orange circle for a face. It's kind of weird. I do want to know, how'd you get the large orange head? Jerome says, look, normally I don't like talking about these things, but since you guessed my favorite drink is a Scotch and 7, you know, I'll tell you. I just want no judgment, okay? And Bob says, yeah, no judgment, no, I promise. Jerome says, you promise? Bob says, yeah, I promise, for sure. Jerome says, okay, let me spin you a yarn. And he crosses his legs to spin a yarn. And so the yarn begins. One day, Jerome was vacationing in the Bahamas with his wife, Luann. Now, Jerome and Luann are a very happy couple, much unlike Bob's life. They always went on dates, even years after they were married. They had kids that they actually liked and were destined to do important, cool things. And this is just their 4th honeymoon. So Luann says, let's just walk on the beach like we used to, Jerome. Jerome says, I'd like nothing more. But as they go down the beach, something mysterious happens. Luann starts being a bitch. Where did that come from? Jerome says, just calm down, we'll be back at the hotel shortly. And Luann says, it's hot out. You made me do this. So Jerome says, okay, we'll turn around. So they turn around, and Luann kicks over a small dune of sand. Now, she just thought she was stumbling, but there was actually something poking out of the sand. Jerome notices it. He picks it up, and there's this tiny little genie lamp in there. It was purple, but that's not important to the story. Jerome starts to rub the purple lamp. A tiny genie comes out, and it suddenly becomes a normal-sized genie, like magic. Jerome says, what's your business being in a bottle? The genie says, well, I'm just a genie, that's what genies do. You've got 3 wishes, your wish is my command, you know the deal. Luann starts to get really bitchy right now. I'm the one that kicked over the lamp, bottle, whatever we're gonna call it. Jerome says, yeah, but I definitely rubbed it, I think it's mine. You didn't even see it. Luann just crosses her arms, puts on, one of those faces. Sits down on the stand, crisscross applesauce. Yeah, no. She sits down on the stand like I'm sitting right now. Then, Jerome says to the genie, for my first wish, I would love all the riches in the world. Then it shall be so, says the genie. With a snap of his fingers, the genie makes it so. Jerome checks his wallet. His wallet's now filled with nothing. Really disappointing, genie. And the genie swipes him a credit card and says, just use this credit card anywhere you want to go. It'll pay for anything you can take withdrawals from it. It's like an endless supply of money. Did that work out? Jerome says, yeah, that works out. Then the genie says, what is your second wish? I'm on a tight schedule. Jerome says, second wish, And then Luann says, you should let me eat do one of the wishes. I'm really good at wishes, and it's like my genie, so I think I should do the wishes. Yeah, I want to do the wishes. Jerome says, I just want to be married to someone who doesn't yell at me constantly. Oh. Then the genie says, well, it shall be so. All of a sudden, Luann is replaced by a woman known as Jasmine. Jasmine is a tall glass of water. She's the most beautiful girl Jerome's ever seen. And she's kind of nerdy too, and he's kind of turned on by that. Then Jerome talks to her, are you really my wife? Like, yeah, that's good, you're good looking, yeah, sure. And so they're married. It's fantastic, she's much better than Luann. Now we pan back to the bar. Bob Evans is talking to Jerome. Well, that was the first 2 wishes. What did you do wrong? You have a big orange head. What the hell happened? Then Jerome says, yeah, well, for my 3rd wish, I just wished for a big fucking orange head.